Good Tuesday afternoon, guys, and welcome to the I Love CVille Show. My name is Jerry Miller. We're live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille Network. It's Tuesday. I get to spend another hour with this guy, Mr. Smarty Pants over here, Keith Smith. When it comes to Charlottesville and Central Virginia and real estate, this guy not only has a big, beautiful brain, but it looks like big ears as well.
Hey, I'm sensitive about my ears.
You like flicking them.
I like flicking them. They're fun.
Ray Cadell says he's watching in quarantine right now,
Yes.
and we are his entertainment.
Oh, there you go.
We'll entertain you for the next hour, Ray.
So, did he chime in if he's going to be doing a New Year's Eve show somewhere?
I'll make appearances with both bands at the Homestead and the Greenbrier, is what he said.
Wow. I got to write that down.
The Homestead and the Greenbrier, Ray Cadell, both bands. And I think that's probably New Year's Eve, or is it Christmas, right? He'll let us know.
Yeah, I've got to ask him which is the better of the two. Offline.
Have you been to either? I've been to the Greenbrier.
I have the opposite. I've never been to the Green. I've been to the Homestead a bunch of times.
Do you like the Homestead? Was it awesome or no?
I do, but I've heard the Greenbrier is better, but I don't know.
The Greenbrier is pretty spectacular.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. That could be a special time for you and Yona. They greet you with champagne when you walk in.
That's not bad then.
As soon as we walked in, my wife and I were handed glasses of champagne. We're like, oh, okay.
And you haven't gone back often, apparently. You're gonna do
I mean,
that.
if it was up to her, we'd be going back. No, Mrs. Miller. All right, guys, we're going to have a good program today. Nakesha White is going to join us on the show. She's built just a killer brand, just an awesome brand with this royalty brand that she's doing. She's got a coffee shop. She's got a fantastic restaurant. She's got an event space. She is an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. She's going to join us on the show to talk Cherry Avenue. Barbara Lundgren in the 1 o'clock hour. This corridor, you know inside and out.
I do.
Cherry Avenue, Fifeville, very important strip of land, piece of property in this community. How about open-ended? What do you think of that corridor?
Well, we've had it on our show numerous times. To me, it's just a perfect corridor. It has all the transportation. You can bike, you can walk. It's got public transportation, and we've talked on the show a bunch of times about the Kim Market. As those who watch the Real Talk show, I'm passionate about affordable housing, and it just would be a great corridor to do that. It's just like the perfect location for that kind of development and that kind of growth.
What's holding back?
Two things. Number one is the price for the property is a little bit above what one needs to pay to make something work.
So people are pricing it based on potential and not actuality?
They're basing on something I can't tell you. It's just, this is what I want, and if you give me that, then I'll sell it, kind of want. The second thing is what we talk about all the time is turning red tape into green tape. Sorry about that. Into green tape. So it's the process, right? But it's a very interesting thing, and not to geek out too much on it.
Oh, I like when you geek out.
And Nakesha probably knows this, but the Cherry Avenue zoning, which comes up Cherry Avenue, bangs right on Roosevelt Brown, and goes right up to West Main, is a very unique zoning. It's first of all, there's no architectural review board. The density is by right 43 units per acre. So if you have 2 acres, or you can build, 86 units, 1 acre 43. You can go up to a certain height, which escapes me at the moment. I believe it's 4 stories. No, I believe it's 5 stories actually, up to that height. And there's no what we call ARB. So it's basically a straight up site plan approval. The problem is when you have price points at what they are, and you do your density count, your commercial count on that, the math just doesn't work. So the acquisition just doesn't. That's the reason it hasn't really kicked off. So if we can get the pricing down on the property, the buy right is pretty healthy. It does need a little work. It needs a little
TLC.
Well, meaning the zoning text amendments to clean it up a little bit. And I'm just super excited to hear what Nakesha has to say about her businesses on Cherry Avenue. Because
that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring her on here, because she's helped driving the corridor to new heights.
Sure.
I mean, she's got a restaurant, a coffee shop, an event space.
Yep.
She is the destination in that shopping center.
Without a doubt. And
you saw the market change hands. It's now the Prospect Market.
It is. And then there's this thing that I sit on the commission called the Cherry Avenue Small Area Plan that if you Google on Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission, you'll go ahead and see that. And we talk about some neat stuff on there.
I mean, if you think about it, Keith, and this is one of the, you and I are both, I mean, I learned so much from you. I sincerely mean that. We're both geeks when it comes to real estate.
This stuff.
I mean, I love this stuff. I'm passionate about it. And that's why I like doing this stuff with you, because I learn from you. I mean, if you think about it, that area and then the area that you're trying to work on, 10th and Page.
Sure.
Two of the few in the city that are not developed to their true potential or overdeveloped.
Correct. True potential.
Yeah.
So if you go down Cherry Avenue from 5th, right, where 5th and Ridge kind of connect, all the way down to Roosevelt Brown, and then bang a right going up to that. Just off the top of my head, you've got the Kim Market, which is about 1.5 acres of land. Then you have the parcel of land that's on 7.5 and Cherry, which I believe is 1 acre. It's the old parking lot. It's 2 parking lots there. And then there's some other parcels being developed or for sale around the shopping center. I believe the shopping center is for sale. And then you make that right, you have that old like a mechanic shop going up Roosevelt Brown. That and the parking lot was a staging center for the building of the new hospital. So that's all completion, and that's all now starting to hit the market. And then the Soho property, which is going up that way. And all these things are Cherry Avenue zone, and it's really the right location for this type of mixed income, right? Mixed diversity, mixed product, in my opinion, development. And the interesting thing about Cherry Avenue zoning, so for every square foot of residential, you have to have 13% of commercial.
Huh.
So if
tell me that again?
Yeah. So for instance, if you have 100,000 square feet of residential, you have to have 13,000 square feet of commercial.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's in the Cherry Avenue Small Area Plan?
That's by right. So whatever you build in a residential, it's a 13% ratio. That make sense?
So, yeah, it does. So if a developer goes in there, wants to build apartments,
correct,
they have a commitment to X amount of commercial with those apartments.
13%.
That would likely be on the first floor with the apartments above it.
It would be on the first floor. Yeah.
Is that what do you see that happening there? Because I would see that. That seems like a perfect location for something like that.
We had this discussion before. I've invested my own time and money to come up with plans for this IGA, the Kim Market parcel. If you add another parcel to it, you can get two full acres, and that's exactly right. You would do a little bit of surface parking, a little bit of underground parking, and you would put all the commercial down on the lower level, and then you would build 4 stories on top of that.
I love that this is a comment that's on the feed here. I love this discussion. You guys talked about this last week about underdeveloped properties in the city. This was something that we were bringing up with our family over dinner. Keep the discussion going. You would think a lot of those properties on Cherry Avenue would be coming to market with something now. That's a very good comment right there from Spencer Friedman.
So we want to do that. My chairman elf's ears for the land trust, and we're trying to do that. But it's just, when you have $3 million for 1.5 acres, $4 million for 2 acres, the math just doesn't work. You have to get it. You either need to get the density up, right, which maybe the neighborhood doesn't want.
You're saying it's not that price tag because the density is not there to support whatever goes.
That's exactly right. So if and you have to, and that's the struggle. That's the reason why none of these multiple projects. And there was a company by the name of Enterprise, which is the largest affordable housing builder
out of Baltimore.
Yeah,
they were trying to do a deal on the Kim's property.
And Chris
Kabash told me that too.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So I was part of that in a way, and they just can't get the math to work. So you would have
Enterprise or Evergreen?
Enterprise
out of Baltimore.
And they just couldn't get the math to work. And I'm not sharp enough to do the math on the top of my head. But if you take, let me see, 3 million divided by 84 units. Whatever that math turns out to be.
I can't do that in my head. I'll do it on my calculator here while you're talking. 3 million divided by 84?
84.
$35,000 and change.
Yeah, that's insane. That's $35,000. So in a multifamily world, you use the word door, right? So the going rate, the highest going rate in Charlottesville is $20,000 a door.
Get out of town. I'm learning. We're learning from
So
Keith
that's
Smith
the
again.
highest. It's a rule of thumb is currently between $15,000 and $20,000 a door.
So what's the
That's
highest in Charlottesville at 20 a door? 20K a door.
Oh.
Which project is that? That's got to be something super nice, right?
Yeah, so that would have been. I'd have to dig it up. Don't do it, but that would be like what Flats was.
Yep.
You know, what's the one across the way that had the Rivers beer thing on the bottom?
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So the left hand, as you're coming up Roosevelt Brown.
World of Beer.
Well, that was in the bottom of the Flats.
Yeah.
But I've forgotten the name of it. And then the one across the street from the Flats, I can't remember the name of it. That was probably 20 a door. But the rule of thumb is, and it's been that way forever, is between $15,000 to $20,000 a door. So you're at $35,000 a door.
Not gonna happen.
And that's the problem. You got, and the only way you can get that $35,000 down to 15 is somebody has to subsidize it.
Well, the city could.
They could. They won't.
They won't?
Well, COVID's kind of hurt them. So, so the only other way to do that is you get your density up. So if I want to stay at $20,000 a door, I've got to do the math so that I can get that thing up to go ahead and look at this.
Yona? Is it Yona?
Mrs. Smith.
Mrs. Smith. We love you, Yona.
Mrs. Smith.
We love you, Yona. Oh wow, this is custom made. Look at the screen. This is what's in. So Keith, who's working hard, you can see right now, asked his wife, who truly is working hard, to drive from the lake to deliver this custom hat for him. That hat is awesome. That hat is awesome. Look at the screen, guys. Dude, it was totally worth it. That hat is awesome. Where did you get that?
Oh, that's my secret. It's kind of like the Bookers. It's my secret.
That is awesome. Cindy Luhu.
The girls got it for me for Christmas.
Your daughters?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Daughters?
Your daughters.
I love it. I love it.
What do you think, huh?
I think it's great. And Keith, I mean, I look at Cherry and what you're doing with 10th and Page, you're trying to do at 10th and Page, as the two areas in this city that have so much promise and potential on the near horizon.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why Kim isn't working. You got to drive that closer to $15,000 a door, and that's market rate numbers, right? That's market rate sales and all that stuff. So and then you got to develop, you got to move infrastructure, you got to do all that stuff. That's just a raw land acquisition number, and it's super frustrating. I've been working on it for 4 years now, trying to figure out how to get this math we just talked about to work, and I can't seem to do it.
So what's the reality of what's going to happen? It just stays how it is?
At the moment, I believe they just extended the lease on that.
On Kim's?
On Kim's.
Because right now Kim's, and he knows this, I know this, for those that don't know this, it's the subcontractors that work on University of Virginia that do construction and stuff.
Exactly.
Their headquarters is in the Shenandoah Valley. Mm-hmm. They were losing so much money going from UVA to the Shenandoah Valley and time and gas and fuel that they just decided to rent the Kibbs Market grocery store and make that their home base for Charlottesville as they do contracting work at UVA.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, that at the moment, the stumbling block is capital, purchase price, and then, you have to tweak the CH zoning a little bit with what's called a zoning text amendment, and that's easy to do, right? Because the Cherry zoning is so robust by city standards. It's probably the best zoning in the city, in my opinion.
Cherry is?
Cherry Avenue, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's the best zoning in the city.
Absolutely, yeah. And part of it is because they don't have an ARB process.
Talk to me about that.
Architectural Review Board. So not only do you have to go through the acquisition end of it, the development and the site plan of it, if you are in what's called a entrance corridor or it has an ARB overlay or a historical overlay, you now have to go through the designs get approved by these independent citizen councils or committees to go through and do that.
Very nice. Knowledge. Ray Cadell, if the city is serious about addressing affordable housing, maybe they need to buy this piece and work with the developer on it rather than building another parking garage where we don't fill the ones we have. Ray is mentioning the parking garage that's on the corner, that's coming on the corner of Market Street over here. That parking garage was part of a deal when the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County did the negotiations of keeping the courts in downtown Charlottesville. Albemarle County leadership said, we will keep the courts in downtown Charlottesville, but you're going to build a new parking garage, and if you don't, the deal's off.
Ray's spot on.
Do you think that parking garage should happen?
I think at this point it's beyond should. It's going to. It has to. There's an agreement between Albemarle County and Charlottesville.
The naysayers say climate has changed, COVID has changed, we don't have the money anymore.
I don't get it, but there's an agreement.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So there's an agreement. So
Yeah.
We're business people.
Yeah.
You make an agreement, you stick to
Exactly.
it. Now, that doesn't mean they can't go back to the table and renegotiate it. And, I don't know if we got the skill sets to do that in the city at the moment.
No.
But you can go and do that. But it's the deal. It's the contract.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of folks are saying, look, times have changed.
I don't disagree with that, right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe it's time to relook at it, but there is an inked, negotiated.
That two of the city councilors were part of the deal, and Heather and Mayor Walker.
Yeah. So, maybe at the signing end of it, I don't think they were part of the negotiation because that's been going on for quite some time.
You're right. They were at the ninth inning.
They
got it over the finish line.
Yeah, it was done by the time it came to their table, I think, on that stuff of it. But again, I'm super excited to hear from Nakesha, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering what she would feel like if there was more. I mean, I think she owns multiple businesses.
Yeah,
there.
more density. She would
more
love
density
it, right?
is a good. I would think.
What do you make of this comment? Ray said we should have moved the courts to Albemarle as well, to Albemarle Square, and upgrade the bus route so everybody can get there easily. The discussion was using the courts as an opportunity for commerce in the county. My thoughts on that are, when, knock on fake IKEA, when I go to the courts for some reason, and hopefully I don't have to do that anytime soon, I'm not then using that as
You keep it up, I might just have to make you go there.
I'm not using that as an opportunity to go shopping, and, for me, it's get in and get out.
Look, so I don't know. Is Neil watching?
Neil Williamson, if you're watching, let us know. Let us know, Neil.
So that negotiations, for lack of a better word, was going on for forever, 10 years that I can think of. So when these things tend to go that long, it's at this point to change direction. That doesn't mean it can't, but I would suspect it would not. I think at this point that ship has sailed. That aircraft carrier is at full throttle, and I don't think it's going to pivot, and I don't think it's going to stop. All these comments are reasonable comments, but it's kind of like after a rezoning is done, after 5 years of doing it, it's been vetted, and it is what it is at this point.
For the sake of a talk show, if the city of Charlottesville was a human, and New Year's resolutions are around the corner.
Oh, wow.
What would the city of Charlottesville have for New Year's resolutions for 2021? I have some ideas. What are your ideas?
I know what I wish for them.
What's that?
I wish for them to get along.
Same.
Right? I think the city council members, if they actually practice nonpartisan, because it's not partisan, but if everybody gets around a table or a virtual table and have an open and honest discussion with each other, and that everybody, whatever this positioning is going on, that's the way things get done, right? That's the way these governments move forward. That's the way corporations move forward. That's the way you and I move forward, right? We have an open and honest discussion, right? We respect each other's opinions, and we come to some agreement in the middle. It may not make everybody happy, right? What's the best kind of deal, right? Yeah,
it's the best kind of deal is when everybody leaves the table feeling a little stung.
If everybody walks away from the table extremely happy,
or extremely stung, it's a good deal.
No, if everybody walks away from extremely happy, it's usually not a good deal.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think the deals that I've been a part of, when everybody's leaving happy, someone ends up losing.
Somebody will lose. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, the best deals are, from my experience,
everybody feels a little pain.
Yeah, isn't that?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If everybody gives up a little something,
yeah,
right,
That's how you make deals.
That's how you make deals. That's how you negotiate. That's how you make deals. That's how we're negotiating the land trust and PH. Everybody isn't getting exactly what they want, but the finished product is going to be better for everybody.
How's that going, by the way?
Oop.
Oh, it's on the floor right there. We can get. It's in the center of the floor.
center
J
of the
Dubs, we might need you on set here.
I don't think my Cindy.
His earpiece just fell
I
out.
don't think my Cindy Lou Who. Watch my Cindy Lou Who.
Live TV. Oh gosh.
This
question.
You know why? I had my hearing aid in there.
Hearing aid and the earbud. This question's for both of us. Gentlemen, what do you make of all the attrition with city leadership? Another one that's coming up is Chief Brackney's interviewing for a Dallas police chief job.
Or the NDS gentleman.
The neighborhood development service guy never even showed up for work.
Never showed up.
Y'all don't like that the earpiece just fell out right there. She gave you a heart.
Did she really?
Yeah,
she gave me a heart.
She gave you a heart.
Well, she knows that I forgot to take out my hearing aid. So, but look, we on my show, on our show, we never want to throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody are working their hearts out the best that they can. At the end of the day, if you start doing rotation stuff like you're doing now, there's something wrong. There's something systemically wrong with the organization. Let's forget about the city. I'm walking into VMV brands. Not that this would ever happen, but I'm walking into VMV
Where's this gonna
brands.
go here?
Right, and VMV brands are having some problems,
Yeah,
whatever, and clients aren't happy and
Yeah.
all that kind of great stuff. So it's probably a lack of communication amongst your team, right?
Sure.
That's
Well, I don't think we've ever experienced that in 13 years.
Of course.
Joking. I'm just joking. Judas rolling his eyes. I'm just joking. You're saying.
How do you like my thing, Judah?
You're saying it's the same thing there.
I'm not saying that, but it could happen. But the point is it's communication. That's what it's all about. So I talked about it on the show the other day, and I'm not fake knock IKEA. I'm going to give another shout out to the mayor. I had a 1-hour conversation with her, and Susan Steinmart. We were talking land trust. We were talking a bunch of different things. And I got to tell you, it was a great conversation.
Mayor Nakesha Walker.
Mayor Nakesha Walker.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation. She respected my opinion. I respected her opinion. We had a great conversation. We came to something in the middle of no agreements because she can't make commitments for anybody. But we came to an understanding of my position and her position. And we kind of found a little middle ground that may work for everybody to move this affordable housing project on 10th and West forward. So much so, she was telling something to me about, she was talking about the affordable housing owner, right? The owners and folks that are maybe in the 50 percentile area, median income or lower, or are having trouble like fixing a refrigerator when it goes. And I gave her an idea that it might work. And hopefully she thanked me for the idea and is going to explore it. And if it works, then there'll be a solution for that type of person that they have someplace to reach out. So if their refrigerator goes out and they can't afford it, they don't get a 30%, 40% credit card to buy a refrigerator. There's a solution to it. So that was a great conversation. So for what it's worth, I enjoyed it.
Jude, I'm reaching out to Nakesha White. We'll talk Cherry Avenue. We'll talk her royalty brand on the show. Very excited to welcome her to the program, a serial entrepreneur of tremendous proportions. She's just doing fantastic stuff at Royalty. We have her on the line here. Nakesha, thank you for joining us on the show. How are you today?
Hi.
It's nice to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are so excited to have you on the show. You are a rock star businesswoman. Everyone in this community talks positively about your royalty brand. I want to talk about your business endeavors here, but before we do, can you introduce yourself to everybody that's watching that doesn't know who you are? What are you all about, Nakesha?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Nakesha White, the owner of Royalty East, Royalty Event Center, and now Royalty Coffee Shop.
Talk to us about the royalty brand. I mean, it's amazing what you're doing.
So the Royalty brand is a movement. Royalty to me means everything and about the community So I keep everybody involved with the royalty brand. It's not all about me.
How did you start this brand? What was the idea behind it when you launched?
Okay, so I wasn't living here in Virginia, Charlottesville. I was still living in Georgia, and I had to come up with a name for my catering company that I was going to launch in the near future. And I came up with Royalty Events, Royalty Cupcakery Catering and Events, which was really long at the time. I knew nothing about business until someone said, "That's really long. Is people really going to remember that when it's time to email you?"
I'll tell you what, my friend Robert Gray, who you know, says you got some of the best food in the city of Charlottesville. I want to talk Cherry.
Thank you.
I want to talk Cherry Avenue with you, and I'm going to turn this computer over to my good buddy Keith Smith because
Okay.
we see you, Nakesha, as a leader in Cherry Avenue and building this corridor. You're a destination brand and a destination business. We're coming to you because your food is so good. So I think you're really making this Cherry Avenue corridor something special. Keith, I'm going to turn it to you. What do you make of this topic?
Hey, Nakesha, how are you? Like my little
Hi, how are
shoe-
you? I love your
I'm do-
hat.
Thank you, and you're just an absolutely beautiful and vibrant woman. Thank you for coming on. So I'm in real estate and development, but I also sit on the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission, and we just finished doing a Cherry Avenue small area.
You're going in and out, Keith.
Oh,
Yeah, you got him right here? Okay.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I sit on the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission, and we just did a small area plan for Cherry Avenue. So why do you see the growth and on the Cherry Avenue? What do you want to see happen along that corridor?
I want to keep it community based. I don't want to see no great big buildings going up. I would like to see more park benches so people can sit down. I would like to just see stuff that the community can use all together instead of these big fancy buildings everywhere.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So I also sit on Land Trust, which is an affordable housing thing, and we're trying to see if we can build a little bit more affordable housing of some sort on that Cherry Avenue corridor. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Unfortunately, the prices are a little bit insane, as you well know.
It is. It is.
And we're trying to do our very best to try to drive that number down. So how's your business doing?
Yeah.
How's your business doing on Cherry Avenue? Are you happy there?
I am happy here. I like it because I kind of got to know everyone in this area, and it just feels the atmosphere is great down here.
So for those who are either listening or watching, exactly where is your shop on Cherry Avenue?
Okay, so my restaurant, Royalty Eats, is 820 Cherry Avenue, right next to the Boost Mobile and the Cherry Avenue Plaza. And Royalty Event Center is right next door to the restaurant. And right across the street from the Royalty Event Center is Royalty Coffee Shop,
That's
which is
awesome.
right next door to Payne's Check Casher.
So this is important. Nakesha, you got basically 3 businesses on Cherry Avenue that you're running here. So you see the importance of this businesswoman in this community here. She's creating a little ecosystem herself. What do you think of that topic, Nakesha, of how the hard work you're doing is making Cherry Avenue better?
It is, and I like the feedback that I have been getting. I'm seeing a lot of new faces around here that I haven't seen in the last year. The place is growing. I really like it on Cherry Avenue.
So as Jerry was speaking, I mean, you are Cherry Avenue.
Yeah, 3 businesses.
Right? You have 3 businesses. I know that corridor very well. I don't think we can say that about anybody else, any other business that has 3
On the same strip.
on the same strip.
Yeah.
So congratulations. You are a genius for sure, and a hard worker. So how many hours you put in?
Yeah,
a
how many
day?
hours you working?
How many hours a day you put in?
So now that I have the coffee shop, I'm here every morning at 4, and I probably get home around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes I try to turn in early, if possible, at 6. That's just like today. I work the coffee shop. The coffee shop closes at 3, but I'll be over at the restaurant cooking.
Man, you are awesome. She does 4 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., Keith.
I got you beat today. I was up at 3:30.
Nakesha, you're amazing.
But you know what, Nakesha? You know why you're going to be successful?
Because of that.
Because of that.
Yeah.
You will be successful.
I feel like if the sun beats me up, I'm late.
Wow. I love you, Nakesha White.
You're awesome.
Did you hear what she just said? If the sun beats me up, I'm late.
Yeah. This time of the year, it's a little easier to do, right? But in the middle of the summer, it's a little bit harder. But, you know, Nakesha, this is the first time we've ever met. But I can tell you, I know you're going to be successful. I've been doing this stuff for over 3 decades. The fact that you're getting up, you're at the shop at 4 a.m., which means you're up earlier than that, and you're leaving the shop at 7:30, means you're not wrapping your day up until later than that, and you're doing that 7 days a week, I bet you.
So we're open. The restaurant is open Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 8. And then the coffee shop is open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Friday, we're open from 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Saturdays, we open for breakfast and brunch from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m.
That is amazing.
So you know what the problem is here? I didn't have lunch.
Yeah, you're going now.
And I'm starving at the moment, so thank you. I might have to go right after that and go grab some lunch.
Nakesha, what is it like? What is it like to be a businesswoman in the city of Charlottesville?
Great question.
It's amazing. I feel good being a woman in the city of Charlottesville as a business owner. I don't want to say leader because sometimes we just don't know everything to,
Sure.
to become the leader that we want at the time. But I'm working on it.
How about the
I
menu?
want to take some other folks with me because at the end of the day, it can't always be all about you. You got to get other people involved. It's a movement.
Amazing. She is amazing. How about inspiring the next generation of entrepreneurs? Because, I mean, you're talking to a business owner, and Keith, I'm a business owner, you're a business owner. How about empowering the next generation to do the same, Nakesha?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would tell the next generation right now is to think big. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can and cannot
Amen.
do.
Amen. I'm the father of 2 daughters, and they think exactly the same way. Think big. You know, what is it? Go big or go home. And, you know,
That's right.
putting all the time in there that you're putting in, you're going big for sure, and you're just a little bit going home to maybe get a couple hours of sleep. So a quick question for you. What support, if any, did the city give you in setting up your companies?
I took some of the CIC. I took some CIC.
There you go.
I did take the culinary go cook class. Shout out to my mentor Antoine Brinson. Also, economic development helped me along the way as well.
Good.
I can honestly say that the city has been great to me.
How about this, Nakesha? You have many fans in this town. People are giving you props on this feed right now. Multiple people are saying this is my favorite restaurant in town. Vanessa Parkhill has a question for you. Are you ready for this question?
Okay.
Vanessa Parkhill said, what inspired Ms. White to relocate to Charlottesville all the way from Georgia?
Because I had moved to Georgia to pursue my nursing career. I had dreams of going to Emory University, which didn't happen. My mom fell on the steps and broke her neck.
Oh.
So I moved back to Charlottesville. I had to quit the job. I had just landed there, stay with my mama throughout the whole entire time she was in the hospital, into rehab, moved her back to Georgia, nursed her back into good health, and then decided to move back to Charlottesville because the medical was just different there. And while I was in Georgia, I had to come up with something to do besides just sit in the house all day. So I just started cooking and baking. I already had some sort of skills growing up in the kitchen with my grandmother, but that's what made me come back. My mother inspired me to do everything that I do, and she pushes me every morning to get up and not worry about her. She's in good spirits. um, I have to dedicate all of this to my mother.
So I'm a mama's boy. I love my mama. I can't tell you how that makes my heart feel, particularly at this holiday season coming up to Christmas. On that, you are going to be super successful because you've got the work ethic. You're going to put in 110%. You've got your family behind you and the core family, which is exciting. But what I wanted to get out, so many people are down on the city. It is I'm so happy to hear in this one little earpiece about your great experience with the city. My sister is a female business owner. She owns a company by the name of Hairsmith down by Woolen Mills, and she had exactly the same experiences, same exact programs to open up a woman-owned business. So hats off. Well, I won't take my hat off because I want my Cindy Lou Who hat on. But my hats off to you. Congratulations. And my stomach is growling, so I'm on my way to lunch.
Well, Nakesha, I think you have a bunch of people watching right now that are heading your way to lunch because I'm seeing them saying that. Vanessa says you're absolutely amazing. Rick just put on the feed, I'm heading to Royalty Eats right now because of this interview. Welcome, Christelle from CNO who's watching. How about COVID? I mean, how's the year? I mean, give us some perspective on how you managed it.
So we was closed for a week when the pandemic first hit, but decided to do curbside and takeout. After I got educated on what the coronavirus was, we're still doing the same thing, practicing safe distance and keeping our hands washed and keeping the mask on. You have to keep going. I know that this pandemic has brought a lot of us down, but hey, some of us are still here. So many people have died. So I think every day that we wake up during this pandemic, it's just a blessing.
Oh, I love this lady. I love you, Nakesha White. You're amazing. 2021, what do you think of next year? I mean, how do you think this year is going to play out, 2021?
Well, 2021, me and my mom have a cookbook that's coming out.
Wow.
We have a cookbook that's going to come 2021. I can't tell it all. I can't tell it all.
Please do.
I can't tell it all.
Wait, so you're saying you have more things in the works in 2021 from a business standpoint?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream.
Did you hear that? Yeah. You're amazing. So can you tease us and give us a tease a little bit of what you got cooking?
No.
Okay.
No,
all right.
I love Nakesha.
Nakesha, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you,
invite me
Nakesha.
back on your show in 2021.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know what?
Anytime you want, Nakesha, you can come on the show.
And if he won't take you on your show, I'll take you on my show.
There you go. How about the cookbook? The cookbook is a brilliant idea. Tell us about that.
So the cookbook is going to have some of me and my mom's favorite recipes, but it's also going to have the story in there about how I became successful.
That's awesome.
With Royalty Eats.
And you're going to sell it at your businesses, right? It'll be there for pickup?
I am. And hopefully I can get it on the Amazon platform and Barnes & Noble.
Was it difficult to get to this point with launching the business? How difficult was it?
I can honestly say it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be because I put the legwork in first. I did have folks doubting me that said, no, it's not going to work. They put the closed sign on before I even could put the open sign on. Some didn't even give me a chance to see what was going to happen.
So what are they saying now?
My year mark so far. We're going into the second year. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good place. I absolutely love my community. Without the community, there would not be none of this. So, besides myself, I had to give the community their props also.
Sure.
So I want to ask you a question, Nakesha. Have you ever worked in a day in your life these last 2 years?
Have I did what?
He wants to know, he's basically saying, when you make your passion your profession, do you ever work a day in your life? And it sounds like this is absolutely your passion.
No,
There
because
you
this
go.
is not work. This is what I
There you
love
go.
to do. So this is not work at all.
So that's another reason
Love
you're
this
going to be
lady.
successful.
Yeah, I love this lady. All right, how about this? You have killed this interview. You're welcome on the show anytime you want. How about we close with a message of hope for the community? Nakesha, 2020, as we all know, has been a very difficult year. We are positive people here. We're cautious optimists. You have to be when you're entrepreneurs like us, right? How about a message of
Yes,
hope for
sir.
everybody that's watching?
Keep holding on. Don't let go. Keep going. Stay positive. It will all work out at the end. Just don't give up.
Follow your
We don't
dream.
give up. Just don't give up.
Don't give up. You are a breath of fresh air. This was one of the best interviews we've done.
Oh,
we
yeah.
will see you for lunch and dinner. I am truly grateful for your time, Nakesha. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
You
Happy
too.
holidays.
Happy holidays. I mean, what a rock star.
So, that cookbook thing,
It's brilliant.
it's not about a cookbook.
No.
It's it's going to have great, awesome mom's recipes, which I'm looking forward to looking at. But it's about
Success story.
Success story.
Yeah, it's a success story.
It's about somebody being told no and say, you know what? I'm going to do this.
Right. Right. Folks like, I love being told I can't do something.
Oh,
It's my favorite thing.
God.
You
Somebody
wanna
made the
s-
mistake of doing that to me the other day.
Really?
Well, two things. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a Marine. So
Right.
don't tell me I can't do
Yeah.
something.
That is like the best fuel for my fire.
Oh, yeah.
Vanessa Parkhill says, Keith Smith, you're spot on. Royalty brands will thrive due to the work she's putting in.
Absolutely.
So great to see her hard work. That's Vanessa Parkhill.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to expect today, and my day is that just blew my day away, and I couldn't think of a better start for Christmas than that success story.
Amen, brother.
And it's all about family. It's all about, don't give up. If you got a passion, don't let people tell you no. Just do it.
My favorite line in the interview, if the sun beats me up, I'm late.
There you go.
I mean, that is amazing.
I like it.
Right?
Well, you beat the sun no matter
Oh,
what.
I do. And so do you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have that in common. But still, it's great to see. I mean, those hours
Oh, yeah.
are serious.
Yeah. So I got to step it up a bit.
I know, me too. I'm going to reach out, J-Dubs, to Barbara Lundgren now, another good friend of the program. Guys, you see what we try to do with the show? It's just to showcase great people and to see what they're doing. Barbara Lundgren, the fairy godmother's on the line, Judah Wickhauer. Barb, how are you? Oh, you got a hat too.
Oh.
How are you?
Hi. Oh,
How's it going? Can you hear me, Barb?
I'm good. I have to close something.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not going to let you guys outdo me.
Look at here.
Let me see.
Wait till you see her hat. She's got a great hat.
Oh. I don't know. Hey, Barbara, great to see you.
There you go.
Yona, who you know, drove all the way in from Lake Monticello to bring in my Cindy Lou Who hat, which I forgot this
saw
morning.
that.
Which I forgot
She's a
this morning.
special lady.
She is a special lady.
She's a special
Well,
lady.
and she's, my better 7/8, as you know. So how you doing, Barbara? You all ready for Christmas? Look at the Christmas tree.
I'm better than I deserve, that's for
There
sure.
you go.
Yeah, I am. And I brought you into one of Grammy's trees thanks to Judah. Judah put us on to our trees this year, sent us to a wonderful place called 12 Ridges to get our trees. We came home like the Clampetts with lots and lots of trees. And so I'm showing you one of my trees.
Ooh.
And what Grammy does, this is what Grammy does. Grammy cheats on can you see
Yeah.
what I'm doing here?
Uh-huh.
See all the bags?
I do.
I do.
So
So
the Grammy bags.
So Barbara,
Those are Grammy bags.
I have to tell you a story about Christmas trees that involves Mrs. Smith, my father, who is a retired New York City fireman. So the tradition in Austria, and you know this tradition, the tradition in Austria
Yeah.
is to actually put lit candles on a tree. And I remember the
we
very
do it.
first Christmas 35 years ago, when my wife is trying to do that, my father is running around with one of those fire extinguishers because he's like freaking out because it's going to burn the house down.
Right, yeah.
But guess who puts candles on their trees now? My parents. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Right.
Barbara, how?
We have lots of candles. My granddaughter Samantha is in charge of the candles. She runs around and lights everything, And we have that big day, the first Saturday in December, where we decorate everything. We put up all the lights, and it's called, the day is called Getting Grammy Lit.
Getting Grammy lit.
Oh, I love this.
I won't elaborate on that, but
why not? So, do you celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
we make a big deal of it, but mostly on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Yeah. We change things up a little bit every year, but the bigger tradition is noon. We start opening the gifts, and then we have a big lunch. My son deep fries the turkey, so I don't have to do the turkey anymore. But I do a ham, and my daughter-in-law does another ham, and we do it upright. Yeah.
How about this, Barb? How's the wedding space? How's it going in weddings?
Well, I know that's why you called. So we had a wonderful wedding on the 12th, just before the last governor's order went into effect. And this was when we were down to 20 people in a space. We were at Market at Grelin, and that was our last wedding. We had 20 people for the reception. However, some people might not know that the ceremonies are not limited because it's a religious ceremony. So we could have more people at the ceremony. So a lot more of the relatives came to the ceremony. It was a 65-degree day. We were outdoors. It was wonderful. It was spaced. It was safe. And we had about 45 people at the ceremony, and they just were so respectful and so wonderful. They just wanted to see these beautiful people get married. And they came to the ceremony. They said hello, and they left. And then the immediate family and bridal party stayed for dinner, and it was beautiful.
I just learned something.
I just learned something too. I did not know that either.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I have to make a note because our daughter and son-in-law is going to be actually doing their wedding ceremony in June or May, I think. So actually, I'll ask you this question because we're going to go see our youngest daughter out in Seattle tomorrow, and she asked me this yesterday. She goes, "Daddy, what do you think it's going to be like in May? Are we going to be able to do this? And will the shot or will the vaccine impact that? What do you think?"
Good question for her.
We are hopeful. Of course, we're always hopeful. And in our area, tell her to come to Charlottesville to get married.
Well, she is. No, they are. They are. They're coming to Charlottesville. They are.
Wonderful. So, I mean, that our numbers are down lower than most. And, I have the biggest shout out to our industry here in the immediate Charlottesville, Albemarle region, that they have done it right. We've kept the numbers down. Sure. We've had no violations. Sure. And the industry's just done a fabulous job. And I think that's why we're still, the inquiries are still coming in. Yep. People are hopeful to have their weddings here. And when this vaccine is in effect and people are really doing what they're supposed to do, and we're going to take off again. And I think, next fall, we're going to really see it. There are a lot of bookings next fall that are holding tight. Good. Some of the spring weddings are getting a little antsy. I've had one April wedding that's on their second reschedule, but they have some health concerns, so they decided to reschedule again, but they are rescheduling. And but fall, I think we're going to be good by fall, summer, fall. And they're booking.
I agree with my partner in crime, Jerry, across the table from me here. Yeah. I think the first quarter is going to be a little struggling, right? I think you're going to start seeing it grow. But I think as the closer we get to that 90-day mark, right?
The start of Q2. Spring, vaccine rollout.
Yes. I think that's exactly right. I think you're going to start seeing that. I think you're going to start seeing the numbers ramping up as far as vaccines go. Yep. We were you tell me about this idea. We were talking with our daughter and our son-in-law, who's a doctor, that, maybe we might say, hey, in order for you to come, you have to have been vaccinated.
Proof of vaccination. Do you think that's going to happen, Barbara?
I'm wondering. I'm not sure. I kind of hope it doesn't, because I mean, a lot of people are not going to take it.
Sure.
But, I think maybe asking, have you had the test before you come? I kind of agree with that, but I'm not sure about the vaccine. Some people, there may be some side effects coming up that they can't take it. There's so many unknowns as usual.
I had throw this to you and Barbara. This happened last week, guys. I had a client, I'm not going to say their name,
Sure.
a client that's in and out of people's houses that are asking us if we should do an advertising campaign for 2021. That is, this business is going to ask the people that go in and out of the houses that their team members are going to get vaccinated. So they want to put a campaign together that we are getting vaccinated, proof of vaccine, we're safe to come in your house. And I thought it was a novel idea. Anywhere you want to go on this topic, Barbara, what do you think?
I heard a report the other day that we're still not sure that we're not carrying it, even though we have the vaccine. Is the jury still out on that? I don't know. I still think that there are a lot of unknowns, so I don't know how to answer.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to work through this, Barbara. I mean, this is new.
Right.
We've never.
We have a lot to work through.
I'm reading a book about the 1918 Spanish flu, and they never had a vaccination, right? Obviously, so
Yeah.
I mean, I won't mention names. We have a mutual friend actually a mutual friend of the three of us. Now that I think about it, can't take the vaccine because of immune issues.
There will be that.
Would you take it,
tell
Barbara?
that person they can't come to the wedding? Pardon me?
Would you do it, Barbara?
Well, I think I will know. I'll make a better informed decision by the time it's available to me.
Great answer.
There are a lot of questions. There are just so many questions.
Well,
it's a little scary. It's still a little scary to me. I'm not going to say I'm not going to take it. I want to take it, but it's a little scary. Yeah.
Well,
but by the time it's ready for me, it's available to me, I will know.
And that's probably going to be the end of the first quarter by the time it comes out to end of us. I personally, I'd be more leaning towards the Moderna one.
Do you think we're going to have a choice?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Definitely not be taking it, outside of my doctor.
Yeah. There you go.
To my doctor.
So you're saying you're not going to do the drive-up CVS?
No, I would not do that.
Kind of doesn't feel right.
Right, doesn't it? Right?
Doesn't feel right.
I did get my flu shot the other day at Wegmans, though.
Yona did. I did not.
You did not get the flu shot?
And I was going to do it this morning, but I'm really worried about it because I tend to get a little slight fever, and we're going to travel tomorrow. So.
Oh, that's why you didn't. Because when you get on the plane, are they checking your temperature?
They are when we flew last time.
They checked your temperature? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Barb, how about highlight some of the people doing big time stuff? What are you hearing? Positivity in the community. I know everyone's down, but there's got to be some positivity in weddings somewhere.
Well, you mentioned Ray. I think you should give Ray a call.
Okay.
He has some things to talk about. He does have some gigs coming up. They're interesting. They're set up in an interesting manner, but there are some things happening. We have some news coming up in the first of the year. Stay tuned. But there will be some new venues popping up. And in that, as we're moving along here, these if you're getting started into some new ideas right now, you're going to be set just right when the industry opens up again.
We should talk to her about CVille, her firm. She's a consultant for venues.
Yeah.
So, when we were doing my show with you, Jerry, we had a segment on an affiliate that I have that's called CVille, and this is where and going into engagement season right now, our couples will be coming to us to find the right venue for them, and we match make and save them a lot of time in finding the right venue for their budget, for their vision. And the flip side of that is that I have a lot of properties come to me and say, hey, do you think you can give me some advice on, can I do weddings here on my farm, on my property? I've got thousands of acres. What do I do with it? and I'm a consultant for those properties, and we might start a venue. Well, I have a project like that right now. So stay tuned. We are going to be building a new venue.
I can't tell you how excited I am to hear that. And as you were talking, I was taking a note. So one of the things we constantly talk about in the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission, which is a regional planning area, is the need, and I'd love to hear your your opinion on this, the need of a larger convention space here.
Amen.
So
Amen. I've been
tell
on
me
that soapbox for 20
why
years.
that hasn't happened.
I don't know. And the properties that are falling apart, like the Fashion Scare Mall that you call it, Jerry, and those larger properties that are sitting still. Why isn't someone thinking about those properties to build a conference center? Partnering with UVA, I've been on that soapbox forever, and we need it so badly. At least something on the lines of a Hotel Roanoke. Something on the lines of the Greenbrier, something like that.
So the feedback the pushback that we always get, and is the lack of hotel rooms here, and the lack of
absolutely.
So
yeah, and most of our locals don't understand that. They see hotels everywhere, but when it comes to weddings and events, and we have no conference space, the CACVB, which is the Visitors Bureau, will tell you they get inquiries all the time from large corporations who want to come here to have their events and their conferences, and we don't have a space for them. And we could be doing big time stuff.
So forward-thinking people
have to build that.
Forward-thinking,
and don't spend another 30 years in a study to say, oh, should we do this?
Well,
no, we should.
I just dropped the pen because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So forward-thinking business folks like ourselves, there's actually an advantage of, God forbid I say this, for COVID, because there's some availability of space, and this is now the time for people to do it.
Opportunity.
Exactly.
Opportunity. That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
Barbara,
absolutely.
Merry Christmas to you. Happy
Merry
holidays
Christmas,
to
guys.
you. I owe you a phone call.
Yes.
I'll wait till I get back from Seattle. So,
all right.
Barbara Lundgren. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Barbara.
Merry Christmas. Be thankful, be blessed, and just keep looking up, guys.
Amen.
Pray without ceasing.
Amen. Hey, Barbara, you have a good one. It's good to see you. Hey,
absolutely.
And Barbara,
miss you guys.
my kid loved those pretzels and stuff and treats that you dropped off with us. Did you season those pretzels with Parmesan cheese?
No.
They were so good.
Oh, it's a secret.
I'm about to say, she's not going to tell you.
It's a 30-second recipe but I'll keep it a secret.
Barbara Lundgren gave us pretzels the other day. Barbara, those were the best pretzels I have ever had. I no BS.
And my granddaughter Samantha will agree with that.
Yeah,
we were munching on them yesterday for baking day. Yep.
Barb, Trey, my kid, you've met Trey. Trey ate all the pretzels in one day, Barb.
Okay, well, I owe him another bag.
Oh,
make him a full bag.
I love you, lady. You have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Barbara.
Merry Christmas to all of you. Bye.
Bye, Barbara. Barbara Lundgren is the best. I love that. Literally the best pretzels I ever had.
I just looked at the clock for the first
time. I know,
time.
right? It flew by again.
Why? It's just amazing how that happened.
Because we're having fun.
We're having fun.
And you have a 2 o'clock, don't you?
Yeah, I have a 2 o'clock. I have a 1:30.
I got a 1:45. Wait, are you going to make? It's 1:31.
That's okay. I texted him live. I'm learning. You're teaching me all these neat tricks.
Right?
I'm learning how to text live.
I'm going to say this. Doing this with you is so fun.
Oh, it is, yeah.
2 shows in a row.
No. It's not making it happen.
But I know. But I'm saying it flew by.
Yeah, totally.
Do you even know that this stuff is here anymore? Right?
But I just can't get past yours. Mine is much better.
Yours is much better. Yeah, yours is much better. I mean, that's custom made. How much is that hat?
It was a gift.
It was a gift from your daughters.
Yeah. Because I'm a huge fan of
Cindy Lou Who?
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
And
is it the rumor that Dr. Seuss is from Charlottesville?
Oh, that one I don't know.
Is it the rumor that the author of who's the author of Dr. Seuss?
Dr. Seuss.
Is Dr. Seuss the author of Dr. Seuss? Is that right?
Oh boy, I'm
Theodore Seuss, Tad Gizzle. Dr. Seuss is the author. Okay, that was a stupid question. It is Dr. Seuss. I'm pretty sure Dr. Seuss has some ties to Charlottesville, some capacity. All the Who's in Whoville.
Oh.
Isn't that in Dr. Seuss?
It is.
All the Who's in Whoville?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. There's some ties with Dr.
You know what? Even if it isn't so,
we just said it was.
we like it. we'll run with it.
We'll take them. All right, we got to get out of here. He's Keith. I'm Jerry. Judah, our director. For Barbara Lundgren and Nakesha White, go to Royalty Eats.
Oh yeah, man.
Three-
I'm so. That was a great
It
interview.
was. 3 businesses on Cherry
I
Avenue.
mean, that it's just that is inspiring.
I thought the same.
Inspiring. It's inspiring. Oh, and the thing about it is just like even what you do, what we do. And Jerry does. Judah does. It's really not about us.
Yeah, it's about the community.
People think it may be, but it's not.
It's about showing people doing good stuff.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for inviting me for the second part of the show.
Our
It's
pleasure.
great.
It was our pleasure.
But I really was waiting for the hat to come in. That was what it was all about.
You got his hat waving in there? You do. All right, we're out of here. Keith,
Thank you, Mrs. Smith.
Jerry, Judah, I Love CVille. We'll see you mañana at 12:30. You guys, keep it local, stay safe, have fun. Thank you for joining us.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Safe trip to you.
Thank you.
Good job, Jim.